Okay guys, if you finished slide number 4, you are now ready for slide number 5, and this slide is talking specifically about roads in a series of grid systems. So questions 20 through 25, let's take a look at those questions. We're going to read over them real quick just so you can be listening for the answers. 20, how did the people of the Indus River Valley lay out their cities? They specifically planned their cities and laid them out a certain way. 21, how did the cities run? This is a question that's asking for directions. They ran blank to blank and blank to blank, so it's a directional question. 22, what intersects the main streets? So if you go down Main Street, Greenville, we have roads that come up to the main street and intersect with it. So when you're thinking about street systems, what would intersect with a main street? Number 23, drains ran along the blank of the blank. Okay, so they had a drainage system, a sewage system. We've talked about that. Number 24, what were built on, you need to get rid of the word "the" here. Just get rid of that. What were built on each side of the road? There was something on each side of the road that they built. And 25, you might take a guess. Just take a guess in your head though. Don't write it down yet. What was made easier because they had a systemized road system? They planned out their streets, and it made something much easier. We have streets that are planned out, and that makes it easier for us to do something, so you might have a good guess as to what that one is. All right, so we've read over the questions, so now I'm going to read the passage, and you listen for the answers. This, by the way, is a grid layout of their street system and their houses and their buildings. And if you can see right here, there's the public bath. All right, let's move this out of the way and read this. Here we go. The people of the Indus River Valley laid their cities out on a precise grid system based on the cardinal directions. We've talked about cardinal directions and intermediate directions in class before, and I hope that you know the difference. The streets ran north to south and east to west, only being intersected by small lanes. The brick streets were straight with perfect right angles. Drains were covered along the roadways. Houses were built on either side of the road and street. Having a systemized road system of grids allowed for easier travel. Is that what you guessed in your head? Made it easier to get from place to place? It allowed for easier travel and proved that they were a more established and governmentalized civilization. Because they were able to do this on a grid, running north to south, east to west, the main road being intersected by small lanes, houses on each side of the street, a drainage system on each side of the street, and because their streets were laid out on this grid, it made it easier to travel from place to place. Kind of sound like a city that maybe you've seen like, oh, I don't know, every day of your life. They were proving that they were a more established, more, I don't know, smarter's not really the word I'm looking for, but they had to be pretty smart to be able to do this. A lot of civilizations that we see didn't have grid systems like this, so I guess maybe in a way they were pretty smart to be able to do that. So, all right, so you should have heard me answer questions number 20 through 25 in that slide. And if you have, and you have your answers written down, guess what you're ready for? What comes after 5? Oh, you guessed it, slide number 6.